Recording. We're recording now. So, guys, this is our Wednesday live session. We're gonna run through all the pairs that we did on Sunday in the free live session. We'll do updates for all of our analysis. If there's any trades, we'll give them out during the session. But overall, we're gonna be looking at the higher time frames here. That's what the free sessions are for. Just breaking down kind of where we're at, what's the overall direction, and where potential trades could be.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. So again, guys, this is going to be more higher time frame stuff, daily to 4 hour. And again, if we do see a setup on a particular pair, we'll drop down and probably give it. But we'll see what the markets have for us. So let's get right into it. Can I share here?
Yes, sir. I think I have to you've got to be the host to share. Hold on. The internet finally just came on.
All right, no worries.
This prehistoric shit.
Some technical difficulties. We're trying to piggyback off the local Walmart for Wi-Fi, guys. So give us a second.
Join. Okay, I'm in. The local one. Yeah, no, we don't pay for internet here. We're too poor. So we just the local whatever business is next door, we just literally use their Wi-Fi.
Nah, we have Optimum over there. For some reason, Optimum takes a minute to boot up. I don't know why, guys, but sometimes it sucks. But good morning, guys.
One day soon we'll be in Abu Dhabi and we'll be living life. Wi-Fi everywhere. You're good. You're good to share.
All right. Good. All right, let's share here.
Make it happen. I'm not fucking around.
All right, cool, guys. So we're gonna start off on the charts. As always, we're going to start off with DXY. And for those of you that have been here for a little while, some of the, veteran participants, you guys know that we start out on the daily. We get the overall trend. We work our way down to the 4 hour and then go over 2 potential trade scenarios. One, in line with the trend, which will be our preferred trade. And then one always, considering, the opposite of what could happen. Okay. So starting on the daily time frame, we're just looking at trend here for the most part, right? So what has DXY been up to on this time frame over the last few months, right? We've seen huge bearishness. Okay, so we were bullish for a while. We had a huge transition here at the weekly. Clearly, this is a bearish trend, right? Lower lows, lower highs, breaks of support, tests resistance, moves lower, and so on. So here's another break of support. So very bearish overall. Okay. So now we're going to drop to the 4 hour and take a look at this bit of price action that recently broke this monthly support. See what we could find. Okay, daily time frame again. Overall, 4 hour time frame, but overall very bearish. Here's major support that we broke, and we broke through that, rejected, formed a nice bearish trend, found some support down here closer to 89.2, pulled back, gave us a little 4 hour transition here. We broke these lower highs. So now we're bullish on the 4 hour, right? Bearish on the daily, bullish on the 4 hour. Okay, but right now we're looking like we are getting a bit of a head and shoulders. Let me just clear this up, clear both of these up. It does look like a bit of a head and shoulders here. But either way, you can consider this a head and shoulders or a range. Both ways we're going to play this, it's, they're going to be, we're looking for the same thing essentially. So let's just say this is a head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder here at the 200 EMA. Here's your head up at 90.8. Here's your right shoulder back at the 200 EMA. Okay, so it's very easy what has to happen here for us to take a short opportunity, which is in line with the overall higher time frame trend. So we're looking for this, right? Some sort of lower high below 90.15. Break of the neckline right here. Then we're looking short. Okay, let's just call this 90 point flat. Nice psychological level. I want to see a lower high below that. Right, and then I'm targeting lower. Okay, so this is one scenario. This could definitely play out. It's definitely looking like it, again, with the overall trend in mind. And then this is a clear reversal pattern, a lot of rejection happening, a lot of resistance coming into play right here at this 200 EMA, and then between these two levels. So definitely looking bearish. If we see the right confirmations, this would be an ideal play. However, if this does break out, let's say this does continue with this 4 hour bullish trend, pushes higher, look for a higher low above 90.8, and then we can comfortably say we're bullish on the dollar then. And then we'll be looking for higher time frame resistance levels to be hit. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right now on DXY. Honestly, just got to wait for this to break. There isn't much we can do while it remains between these two zones. Again, because it could either be consolidation, they're just kind of are just ranging between these two levels, or we could just get, or this head and shoulders could just keep kind of developing, right? So we'll see. We got to wait for a break to the up or downside. So that's DXY. I definitely think it's going to drop, but we'll see. Let's move on to our next pair, AU, which is looking pretty interesting. We're going to do the same thing. Go to the daily, get a look at the overall trend here. Okay, so very bullish, as we can see. Recently broke major resistance at our monthly zone down here, which played into this weekly break of structure. We got this higher low formation, this double bottom. Price action started rallying and formed this very strong bullish trend. Okay, so we actually rallied all the way into our next weekly zone up here at 0.76. So we rallied right into that. Stayed pretty strong with the trend, and then it broke through that. So let's go to the 4-hour and see what current price action is doing. Come up with some trade scenarios. Okay, so here's that weekly zone that was broken right here. Okay, so there was some resistance, right? Definitely kind of reacted as a major zone for a little bit. Good volume, a good amount of volume stepped in right after that rejection. Pushed lower, price action kind of formed this higher low, rejected off the trend line, maintained the trend, and then rallied right through resistance at 0.76. Okay, so after that, it continued to form a new high all the way up here at 0.78. Then we started consolidating. So clearly there's a range here, right? Or, more or less, this is a descending triangle. I mean, either way, this is a pattern of consolidation. I'll just show you guys this here. So let's say if this was a descending triangle, it looks like it is. So this would be support here. Tons of lower highs leading up to it. Then your converging point would be over here somewhere. Okay, so that's the descending triangle. We don't need all those lines out because we understand price action enough where we know what we're looking for, right? We're looking for a breakout here, clearly. As price action remains between this level and this level, 0.7675 and 0.774. As long as it's between those two, I'm not really interested in the trade. I'm more interested in a confirmed breakout, higher low, lower high, something I can clearly enter on with conviction. But our first bias is going to be long, obviously, because overall higher time firms are very bullish. So we're looking for a confirmed higher low above 77.4, 0.774. Okay, so any higher low above with good bullish confirmations would be enough to enter on. It would actually be a really nice entry. And then we would target higher towards key resistance, negative fib levels, etc. So let's see what this would look like if we had marked it up, or if we were to mark it up. Just over 100 pips. Okay, stop loss would be just below this higher low here. Okay, so 25 to get 100. You could probably even drag it down a little bit. Either way, well over 2 to 1. It's even 3.2 almost right here. So great potential trade. That's the bullish setup. So just wait for a higher low, break, retest, enter on some bullish conviction. That'd be a really great trade. Now, if this falls out of here, if this consolidation, fails to push higher, if it just kind of falls out here, breaks support at 0.7675, look for a lower high. You could take a short-term trade into our weekly support down here at 0.76, which is also a recent broken structure on the higher time frame that has not yet been tested. So this would be a nice little target if we saw that lower high form below this level, but we'll see. So if this plays out, we'll reanalyze at this point, come up with a similar trade scenario, looking for a breaker bounce at 0.76. So for the time being, this is where we're at, guys. Definitely looking to continue with this overall bullish trend and see if we can get a nice setup. But that's AU. That's AU for now. Let's move on to the next one. All right. So the next is AJ.
What was that, AU?
That was AU, yeah.
Dude, AU looks like it's gonna tumble, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely sitting at support. So let's go right back to it for a second. Yeah, definitely sitting at support, guys. So again, how it reacts here is going to determine a lot for us. If it does tumble right here, it breaks out, give us that lower high, definitely short on this. Definitely changing our bias. But if we see massive rejection and price action starts to take off, then we're bullish again. But also, guys, keep in mind AUD USD. So as the dollar starts to pump, you'll see some life, kind of jump into AU here. But
Oof, the pumper.
Yeah, the pump, man.
The pumper nickel. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
So this is obviously, guys, inversely correlated here. So if this does pump, we should see this drop.
Little pump.
Interesting though. But again, if it head and shoulders plays out, a little bump is gonna be a big pump. Just watch, guys. If this thing drops, we'll see AU start to take off.
Oof.
But either way, guys, I mean, that's just, we use DXY as an indicator. Just because DXY starts to move, I'm not going to jump over to AU and be like, all right, let's put the house on it. You know, we're still looking for TA. We're still looking for breaks, which actually is a good example between AU and AJ. Now, this is AJ. We're going to start off on this one here. But the point is with AU and AJ is they move very similar, but I'm not going to take a trade on AJ just because I see something setting up on AU and vice versa. They're still independent pairs. I'm still looking for, the right confirmations on each, regardless if they share the same sentiment or not. Doesn't matter. I'm entering on what I see, not on, some bullshit feeling or something.
Some bullshit.
Yeah. So it's, we know what we're looking for at this point.
Nope.
All right. So daily time frame, guys, on AJ overall very bullish. Okay, we had a huge amount of consolidation over here, then a major break of this monthly. So obviously we're very bullish, right? Very strong bullish trend. We recently broke through another level of resistance here at 79. So we're looking to see if that's going to come back and test that level. But overall, we're very bullish. Let's go to the 4 hour.
Someone just said FOMC at 2 p.m.
Okay. So guys, it's a little bit of news. So it's a good example, right? We know a little bit of news is coming. So what do you want to do around that time? Probably not trade, right? So just kind of hang back, take it easy today. Maybe be a little more picky with your trades. But yeah, don't just be like, don't trade volatility willingly. Like, take it easy, guys. Don't kind of strap your account in a day.
Don't subject yourself to negativity.
There you go. Quote of the day.
Yeah,
I like
the quote of the day. Yeah, I mean, no, seriously, guys. I mean, if you're, unsure of your trades and there's big news coming out, me and Nick always say, like, just wait it out. You don't got to take a trade every day. Wait it out. See how the news moves the market a bit. We like to just say that news accelerates the trend. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
So that's it. Yeah, exactly. Well said. So, all right. So AJ, guys, very bullish on the daily. We know that. We're here on the 4 hour, kind of looking for possible trade scenarios. Okay, so let's do this. Let me just extend this a little bit, make this a little more clean. Nothing like a freaking messy chart, guys. All right. I could technically, I'm going to leave these zones as your minor zones. Shit. There we go. It's hard to grab. All right, cool. All right. So overall, very bullish, guys. We recently broke 79 flat, which is a key level of resistance. Okay. Got a higher low above. And then we rallied to a new high at 80.8. Saw a double top. Then we saw a 4 hour transition. Okay. So this is a higher low, right? Price action moved through that. Started giving us some lower highs. Okay. So this is a little bit of a bearish transition. Right here, small little bearish channel, but overall, very bullish on the daily and higher. Okay, so from here, we're looking for, let me extend this again. This still looks just not neat to me. All right, there we go. That looks better. All right, so we want to continue with the overall trend, ideally. That's very much bullish. So what we want to see here is this could honestly pull back to 786. I would honestly like to see it pull back a little further. And I'll show you where there's two potential entries. Either one right here. Right, so we're looking for entries in here. Actually, I wanted to redraw this. Give me 1 second. Okay, so it pulls back, hits a major confluence area, 88.6, 200 EMA, kind of tests this whole level again, moves through. If you see a sort of higher low, that'd be a great entry, right? Target towards this high, and then ultimately we're going for negative fib levels. So this one's a little more complicated, right? There's a lot more opportunity here, a lot more ways this could go. So this is another more conservative entry as well, right? Waiting for a break of this little range here, waiting for price action to get above 80.25, which is also our 38.2 fib level. Look for those bullish setups, nice conviction to enter on, and again, target higher towards negative fib levels and higher time frame resistance. So yeah, this is what possibilities are. This could pull back all the way to here, guys, and still remain bullish, right? You can still test this area, 79.6, even wick the 88.6 fib level and still remain very much bullish. Okay, so this is just where we're looking for entries on transitions of this level of this level. Both conservative entries, both will have really great stop losses, risk reward, etc. So we'll just see it play out. And yeah, wait for those transitions, guys. I'm not gonna say, again, this turned bearish, right? This is a 4-hour transition. So I'm not just gonna buy this because I feel like it, right? I'm waiting for the market to show me something. And these are the two things that I would need to see for me to comfortably take a long opportunity based on where price action is now. Okay. But for us to consider short scenarios, what needs to happen? Ideally, I want to see a move below this 200 EMA, below this bullish channel, this giant bullish channel we got here, and this level at 79 flat. So if I see some lower highs below 79, I'll for sure start considering short positions. But until that happens, guys, I'm really only interested in these longs here. So that's AJ. We'll see how this one plays out. But definitely looking long for now. All right, so next one's going to be UJ. Let's go to the higher time frame first. FOMC at 2, okay. All right, daily time frame, guys. On UJ, we know for a fact this thing has been bearish since for honestly years now. Main support at 104.5. That's been holding that entire structure, but overall very bearish on the daily, right? So let's go right to the 4-hour and see what trade scenarios we could spot. Okay, here's the 4-hour. Whoops, there we go. Okay, so here's 104.5. This was that recent break, right? We tested it 3 times, started moving lower. We got this kind of expanding bearish channel pattern going on here. Lots of bearish volume. But we did get a bit of a 4-hour transition here, right? 4-hour lower high. Price action moves through it, holds that level as structure, or as support rather, and then, you know, kind of makes some false breakouts to the downside, but ultimately still holding at this level. So right now, this is honestly an entry probably right here, right now. So we had analyzed this on Sunday, and we were waiting for either this to continue to drop, looking for some sort of lower high below 103.7. Then we were target lower towards major levels of support like 103.3, 103 flat, or we were expecting, you know, some sort of break to the upside here. Ideally, we'd like to see some sort of lower time frame, higher low above this. Why is this doing this? There we go. So something like this. Boom. Okay. This would be a good entry. Now, again, it is counter trend trade. This would only be in favor of the 4-hour trend. So we're kind of betting on this 4-hour trend to keep developing. So if it did pull back, confirm a higher low, and then some nice bullish sit-ups, like a nice bullish engulfing, Morningstar, something like that, you could then enter and target higher. But that definitely would be countering the overall higher time frame trend. So I'm going to go ahead and make this orange for now. And let's go over what has to happen for us to make a short here. So ideally, we're still looking for a lower high. Still looking for a lower high below 103.7. Still possible. If price action rejects here, then it could definitely come back, but we only have 30 minutes on this. So if price action doesn't reject this also, 103.8, could definitely be seeing this kind of gearing up to make its next push to the upside.
This is UJ?
Yeah, it's UJ.
Oh.
I'm actually going to drop down to the 1-hour on this. 1 second here. All right, guys, we did it. We broke lower. We're on the 1-hour. Had to do it.
Broke lower.
Had to do it.
Yeah, guys. So for this session, we normally stick to the 4-hour in the daily, because how me and Nick will trade is we'll go from the higher time frame, and then we'll look at the 4-hour in the daily to look at market structure, and then the 1-hour and the 30-minute is really where we're going to enter.
Yep, exactly. So this would be my entry here. If this kind of holds above, I'd like to see this push a little higher, pull back. That's what I'd be looking for. Then I'm going to check it on the 4-hour. Yep, that makes the most sense to me. Okay, and now keep in mind here, guys, if this does give us a higher low above, you know, we're going to start fibbing at that point. You know, we're going to, because this is now broken out of a lower high. We can now throw new fibs on this. And then look at that. If price action comes up to here, 38.2 is right here. That's where we're looking for entries, targeting back up towards 104.5. Okay, those are 2 scenarios. I'll actually make this one orange because this long scenario is closer to an execution. Okay. But notice that, guys, like, right, we started off on the daily. Overall, it's very bearish. You know, But as we saw things kind of developing here, this is clearly lining up to be a, long setup, especially if it follows this trade path. So, I'm not marrying a trade here. I'm not marrying a bias. I'm literally following what I see. And you guys watched us kind of change that, as we went through this. So this would be a nice little long opportunity right here. Okay, stop loss below this level, 38.2. Even could be outside 103.7. Definitely these MAs, more protection the better. Target higher towards 104.5. All right, I think this could is going to play out in the next couple hours. We'll see. We will see. All right, so that's UJ. Let's move on to EJ, and then I'll wrap it up with gold before passing it off to Angelo.
The takeover.
I'll show you guys all the secrets. All right.
All the secrets.
Look at look at this. This was all right. So this was the Sunday analysis, right? It did have a good amount of bullish volume here on the 4 hour. So I had marked that it was going to break this potentially. We'll look to enter on a higher low. That was also in line with the higher time frames, which are still very much bullish. Okay. But we did factor in if we saw a rejection here, what would happen, what we'd be looking for. So essentially rejection from the monthly, some sort of break below this level here at 126, and then a lower high below, which essentially is what we're seeing right now, right? So here's rejection, price action broke. We are getting a lower high right here. And now a nice bearish engulfing has presented itself. So honestly, we could be pretty close to an entry. Let me just clear this up and go to the daily, and then we'll get the overall trend in mind. So I just want to show you guys that real quick. But overall, we are very bullish here on EJ. Okay, major transition happened over here when we broke our weekly at 120.7. What is it? Yeah, 120.7. Then a huge rally followed. Price action shot all the way up into our resistance level, monthly resistance at 126.5. Excuse me 1 second. I got a tissue.
The tissue, man.
I gotta grab a tissue. But overall, this is very bullish, guys, right? Price action rallied into our monthly at 126.5. Then reversed, gave us his bearish channel, then reversed again. And then
you could go grab a tissue real quick. I just want to point out one thing, guys. We have this head and shoulders actually. Hold on.
Are you sharing?
I'm gonna just request control your screen.
Okay.
So guys, over here, I just want to point one thing out. Over here, let me see, this thing's mad delayed. Oh shit, I don't know if it's working. I think you rejected, or no. Fucking Zoom.
Right.
Yeah, it's not working. I was just gonna point out like a head and shoulders back here, but yeah, no, this thing looks like it could definitely head lower, guys. It just broke support, nice pullback. You know what I mean? We're getting there. What do you have left? You have gold?
Yeah, I got gold after this. So guys, okay, so we're
is plummeting.
I know we're about to get it. So look at this giant transition happening right here. You're talking about gold? You're talking about EJ?
No, I'm talking about GU.
Oh, GU. Okay, he'll get to that in a second. So, guys, overall very bullish, but even here on the daily, you can see there's a bit of a transition happening, right? Huge bearish volume. Here's the retest. The MAs are holding it down, still pointed down. So definitely looking like we could be making a very large short opportunity. We're getting in on a very large short opportunity. Okay, so let's zoom to the 4 hour. Here we are, right? Nice, huge bearish volume. Here's the retest. False breakout back into the range, or false break into the range, right? And now we're getting that lower high below 126. So right now, there's a huge bearish engulfing candle. Entry could be really soon. I am going to drop to the 1 hour for you guys here and just give you the rundown essentially of what the potential is. Okay, so zoom out a little bit here. Okay, all right, so this is where the lower high formed right here. Clear resistance is right here. Okay, let's call this 126.2. So essentially, this is the resistance level we're looking to break for us to consider longs, or a long EJ at the moment. But for now, this recently broke this level here. Okay, so this is like 126 flat. Where is it? Actually, let me do it right here. Okay, 125.97. So honestly, any rejection from here is what we're looking for. This is a lower time frame level of structure that was broken. If you really zoom in, there's like a lower time frame, higher low. Price action moved through it. We're literally looking for that retest, then get our final confirmation for an entry. Okay. Just want to see a quick little pullback, which actually is showing right now. Little pullback into these MAs, and then I just want to see sharp rejection. So nice bearish engulfing, evening star, bearish variation, something with conviction to enter on. And then we're shorting the hell out of this, actually. Targeting much lower.
Hell, short the hell out of it.
Short the hell out of it, guys. When EJ starts to slide, guys, jump on it. Grab your sled, whatever.
Everyone do the EJ slide.
Get in on EJ when it starts to drop.
Holy shit.
EJ. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at on EJ. I mean, if for us to go long, for me to change my bias here, I really want to see it break back into this range, but I'm not going to take a long opportunity until that monthly zone is broken again, because if we go to the 4-hour, guys, I'm not trying to get involved with all this shit here. Look at all this consolidation. If that starts happening again, I don't want to deal with it. No thanks. I'll wait. I'll wait for something a little more with more conviction. So either like this lower high, a nice lower high below 126, even if it does something like this here, this huge drop, that's a huge ass drop. 75 pips in profit, still valid trade, guys. Still very manageable. So, and it could drop well beyond that even, right? Down to 124.75. So that's EJ, guys. Definitely very bearish at the moment, but we'll see what happens. Well, this is actually like hold on a second. Am I just realizing this now? 1 second, guys. I think I just spotted a rising wedge. Yeah, this is a wedge.
Spotted the rising wedge.
Yeah, the freaking giant wedge right here. So hold
on. Yeah, this thing's gonna tumble.
Yeah, this thing's gonna dump, guys. I'm gonna think of
tumbleweed.
Big fall. All right, so yeah, this is a wedge, guys. So this thing is looking to break. And again, look. So I just drew that trend line in. It's respecting it. Okay, so there's more confluence here than I even thought, which is good. Just adds more conviction or more support to this trade idea, right? So looking for rejection from this entire area right now. Honestly, if we see it engulfing on this candle to follow, or pulls back a little bit and then engulfs, that's our entry, guys. So yeah, EJ, interesting stuff. Gotta love patterns. All right, so let me finish this up with gold real quick. I didn't even realize what time it was. Daily time frame. All right, so daily time frame is bearish because after we hit this high up here at 20K, 0.60, or I'm sorry, 20, you just call it a 2060. Okay, so 2060, once we hit that high, pulled back. So on the daily, it's bearish, but on the weekly and higher, guys, it's very much bullish, right? I've been doing that recently, bringing this to your attention, letting you guys know that gold is overall very bullish. But since this rally, we've seen price action turn around and start pulling back. Okay, so let's go to the 4-hour, see what trade scenarios we can kind of mark up for you guys. The key support in this whole mix, guys, is 1800, right? As long as 1800 is holding, we're overall very bullish, right? If we start seeing moves through 1800, we'll start seriously looking for, higher time frame, long-term short positions. Okay. Excuse me, because this is like a weekly higher low in here, right? If this breaks, we're bearish on the weekly then. So it would then take a lot for us to go back to bullish. So for now, we're just gonna work with what we got. What's
back
up?
To bullish?
Back to
it's like
bullish.
A new hit song. Back to bullish.
Maybe. Give me ideas. Back to bullish. I'll bring it up. Yeah, I know some guys, right?
I know some guys.
But we are bearish on the daily still, okay? Clearly, we had this huge rejection from 1930, large bearish volume. Now we're kind of consolidating between 1875 and 1800. But we did see something that we were waiting for happen finally, right? We had this consolidation. I wasn't fooled at this. I knew this was not a confirmed lower high. This is not the true lower high. I wanted to see a pullback through the MAs, body closure at the 38.2, and then preferably the 200 EMA hit as well. That's exactly what happened. Price action pulled back through the MAs, right? Gave us a nice rejection off 38.2, off the 200 EMA, transitioned nicely back down, lower high, and now we have a bunch of entry opportunities. To be honest with you guys, there's entry opportunities all in here. Pretty much all right here. All of this right in here is a good entry opportunity. Okay, nice little break. lower time frame breaks in here. You can see it and even retest it. Let's call it 5-2. Okay. See that? Break, retest, engulfing, bearish engulfing. So very nice little trade opportunity. If this does pull back a little bit, you could enter on the same thing, same setups. Essentially, this is what we were looking for, we're waiting for. And now I'll just draw it in as if we'll get that second opportunity. Say it pulls back, rejects, boom. We're targeting back down towards 1800. Okay. So very straightforward trade, very simple. There could be some good volume here. So yeah, this could be a nice little drop. Okay. But for us to consider long opportunities, ideally just want to wait for a higher low to form above 1875. Okay. And that's gold. And that's how to become a millionaire. All right. So that's gold,
That's
guys.
how to become a millionaire.
All right. So quick recap, guys.
Can we still enter?
Covered DXY. This thing is shooting off right now. Jesus. AU dumping. AJ dumping as well. UJ taking off. EJ and gold. Wow. DXY is really moving. Really moving right now. All right, guys. So those are the pairs I prepared for you. I'm going to pass this off to Angelo. We'll cover some more majors. And yeah. So
Yes, sir.
hopefully you guys got some value out of that analysis.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some of the major pairs now. We're gonna take a look at DXY real quick. And just to reiterate, guys, if you're not in the Discord chat or the Telegram, we're putting out free signals in there. Yesterday we put out this GU signal. You know, we just started shorting it at the top here. I believe my entry was off of this evening star right here. We had a bit of drawdown. I had my stops at 13700 for some of the orders, 13600 for some of the orders. We came damn near close to stop loss, 1 pip away on some of the orders. And then the other one was cleared, and then this thing's dumping a bit now. So it was a free signal given out in the chat yesterday, guys. So make sure you're in the Telegram, in the Discord, so you guys can get these. I assume that you are if you're in the live session, because that's the only way to even join these things. But yeah, guys, so let's take a look. I'm actually gonna exit GU a bit more right now. Let's take a look at GU. First of all, like Nick said, DXY is zooming up. This thing's pushing a bit. You know, I had this head and shoulders marked on a lower time frame. We're just going to start on the weekly, you know, take a look at what's going on here. So weekly, we had this huge bullish candle the previous week. Last week failed to engulf this candle. So it was safe to assume that buyers are in control. More were going to come in because this was a support level that we were testing. Down to the daily time frame overall very bearish, but again, we're in this like retracement right here, and we're obviously getting a lot of bullish like price action off of this support level right here. And then down to the 4 hour was kind of where I was really evaluating it. We actually had this head and shoulders pattern. So we had the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then pretty much what was telling was once this thing completed the right shoulder, it just found support right here. So we had this bullish candle at the support level, and it wasn't an morning star, bullish engulfing, or anything like that. But this started to tell me that, you know, we're not trying to sell. After this candle forms, you know, until we head lower below this, normally you wait for the neckline to actually break for this to actually take like short positions or to be bearish or whatever. But yeah, as you can see, it's coming back up now. It's testing this resistance level up here. I'm going to actually just take off this head and shoulders pattern. We're just going to kind of focus on what's going on now. Obviously, we're forming this like level of support all along this area. And this thing's bullish on the 4 hour time frame. So if we were to fib this on the 4 hour, we'd go from this low to this high, came down, hit 61.8, pushed up, then we'd refib from this low, or actually a little lesson on fibs, guys. So I had this one fib down here. See how we hit this high, pulled back, hit this like 61.8, 50% area, pushed up, then we pulled back to test 38.2. This becomes my most recent high or low right here. So I'm going to actually fib from this level. It gets kind of hairy over here. We actually like break below here and like test this area. But this is what I was looking at yesterday, or the last live session, was we were looking at this level. Was this level going to hold? As you can see here, we kind of broke below, then broke back into the range. Now we found support. All it comes down to is right here. Is this resistance level going to break? If this thing breaks, guys, then we're going to continue to be bullish on the dollar for the rest of the week. And this will play out over today, the rest of today. There's 4 more bullish candles that are going to form.
This is
If
actually
we start to, what's up?
sorry, I was just pretty interesting. I was just reading an article and they're actually focusing on this head and shoulders pattern for DXY. The overall outlook is bullish for the dollar. They think that we're going to have a bit of a comeback in the second quarter. So their FOMC might actually be, more bullish, but they are zoning in on this huge pattern that if it does break 89, it's bearish. But as of right now, it's definitely holding. So we can see this thing kind of zoom off today. But
yeah, no, this thing could certainly start to take off, guys. And look at the targets: -27, -61.8. This we'll be retesting this resistance level. This resistance level is what's being tested now, and then beyond that, we would get all the way up to this weekly level. Once the dollar does actually wake up, I mean, this thing is fucking GU is dumping right now.
Sleeping bear right now, this thing.
Yeah, so we'll see. If we start to have hard rejection of this level, similar to this kind of combination, bearish candle, even though there's a wick, then we have this bearish engulfing, then we'll start to short. We'll be bearish on the dollar. But right now, this thing is bullish. This thing's bullish as a motherfucker. So let's see. Somebody wrote in the chat, is the bullish move on DXY based on fundamentals?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. So the short-term movement is going to be more speculation based on what, FOMC says. So, so what the Fed says. So, like, let's say, Powell is going to come on. He's going to keep everything pretty much the same, but he's going to really focus on, bouncing back in the second quarter in terms of coronavirus. Like, he's going to preach about vaccines. He's going to preach about how he wants to hit certain numbers, how they're doing everything they can. So essentially, he's going to be, pushing, positivity onto the dollar, right? So you'll see speculation on that. You should see some promise on the dollar from there, and we should see it start to rise. Right now, if he says some crazy shit, like, listen, things aren't going well, the numbers are going back up, the vaccines aren't, hitting the numbers. If he says things negatively, you'll see negative reaction. So that's the short-term speculation by the retail trader. They're interpreting what he says and then kind of, plugging that into the market. But fundamentally, we're definitely looking like we're on the track to a recovery.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that the meeting is going to go well, considering the bullish momentum that's kicking in.
Right. I definitely think that's the tone of the meeting so far. It's definitely good news opposed to, we're going back into the shitter or whatever. But yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a generally good meeting, and we'll see. We'll see.
Someone said, what time frame should we use fibs? So you should use fibs on let's go. You should really use fibs on the time frames that you're like marking down market structure. So I'll use them mainly on like the 4-hour and the daily. In our trading plan, that's kind of what it says. It says to use them on the 4-hour and the daily time frame. The lower time frame, you can kind of like, once we're bumping down to the lower time frame and looking for entries, like, I don't necessarily need to have my fib on there. It's kind of more a higher time frame thing for me, or for both of us, me and Nick.
Right. Yeah, I'll usually find myself 4-hour mostly.
Let's go to GU. Let's take a look at what was going on here. Dude, look at this. Look at this stop, man. 1 pip away.
By design, bro.
Stops by design. We're gonna come out with a new luxury brand. Stops by design. All right, let's start on the weekly, guys. Let's start on the weekly time frame with GU, and let's just work our way down. What is this? So obviously we're at a high point on the weekly. We're very overextended. This thing has so much room to fall. This thing has so much room to fall. This is so overextended right now. As we look left, where are we testing? We moved above this resistance level. Our next resistance level really is at this 137,800 level. We have this wick here at 137,150 that obviously was rejected previously. That's sort of where we're at right now. We're rejecting that level, 137,150. Look at these wicks. There's been a ton of wicks this entire time. Look at the wicks at the top here. We had this morning star. Now we're struggling to move past resistance. As we come down to the daily, guys, this is overall very bullish. Every single, this is bullish. We're in an ascending channel right here. And the 4-hour is really where I'm looking at my structure. So let's just run through. I normally do this like on one of the sessions during the week. Let's run through an example on how to mark down market structure here. For you guys that are confused, you're a beginner, or even if you're, you've been trading and you still don't understand, like, how do I mark down market structure? What do I do? We're gonna run through a whole entire example here. So what I do is I go to the path tool, and then I just start tracing out the current trend, just like this. And then I'm gonna show you guys what I like. We use the fibs to actually mark down market structure. And we have like this going on, and this is where we're currently at. That was for my analysis on Sunday. So I'm gonna go ahead, I mark down the path. I'm gonna hide everything, so we don't have to be confused by all the indicators and everything that's on the chart. Just try to keep it as simple as possible. Straighten these things out, let the OCD kick in. And then we go from here. We go from the bottom. This was the first higher low that we started out. So we start fibbing from here. And if we hit any of these levels, guys, this is when higher lows start to form. So if we hit a level, if we don't hit 38.2, it's not a higher low to us. It's a very insignificant level of structure. So here, as you can see, we come down, hit 88.6, we move up. We don't move our fibs until 0% is broken. So we move up to 0%, we come back down, test 38.2 right here, push up, then we break 0%. This is when we move and we refib. So notice how this was the higher low as this pushed up. Then this one pulled back to another fib retracement level. So this then becomes our new higher low. So if price breaks this level in this new push, then we're breaking trend. This is currently an uptrend. As you can see, price comes down, and the similar thing happens. Price comes down to 88.6, pushes up, comes down to 61.8, then it breaks 0%. So this is then our most recent higher low, and this is where we're currently at. This is where I currently have my fibs, why I have them there. We fib from this low to this new high. We came down, hit 38.2, pushed up, came down, hit 38.2. Now we're pushing back up to 0%. So this is why I have my 4-hour level here. This is why I have my fibs here from this higher low to this new high. And then the push would be to negative 27. The push would be up to negative 27 right now. Because this is so overextended on the weekly, I was just taking sells at the top of that. There was like a double top or whatever. So let's bring everything back on now that we know like where the hell we're at. And this is why I took sells, guys. I'm not trying to take a buy here. If anything, I'm trying to buy on a higher low. So I'm trying to buy in an area like this. I'm trying to buy in an area like this, on the higher lows. At the highs, I'm trying to, like, realistically, if I'm trying to trade against the trend, I'm trying to sell. So that's why at the high right here, I scoped a quick pattern at the, on this lower time frame. I looked at this bearish momentum here, bears stepping in, evening star, moving averages across. And then again, bears stepping in right there. That's where the entry was. But overall in the 4-hour, this thing is bullish. The 4-hour is bullish. Now we're retesting support here. That's why I scaled out of the order. I don't want to hold the whole order. I have a little bit left in there in case it continues to fall down. But ultimately, if it breaks this support level, that's when the trend will actually break. You could even bring on a little bit of a trend line here. So if this thing breaks the support level, breaks this trend line, then we're going to look to continue to extend our short positions, still continue to short this. But at the moment, guys, if this thing starts to reject the fuck out of this level, then we can maybe look for a buy. We can maybe look for a buy to the upside, but nothing doing on GU right now, honestly. Nothing. There's no opportunities at the moment. We're going to need to wait a few more hours on this one. So this is going to stay a little bit further down my watch list. Let's go to EU. I was going to fucking enter this one last night, but so going into the week, guys, if you came on for the Sunday analysis, you can pretty much see, it's the same thing here. If I bump up to the higher time frame, we rejected this monthly level, resistance level all the way up here, had this bearish price action, all these wicks. So I was saying, we're rejecting this level, and now we're looking for potential reversals. The daily time frame is overall bullish. Then we were in this retracement, but I just wanted to come down to a time frame where I could see structure a little bit better. I came down to the 4-hour. If we just did that same exercise that I went through on the 4-hour time frame, we'd be able to see this was our higher low here. We pushed up. This was then a higher low here. This was held, pushed up. This was a higher low here, pushed up, and then that's when it broke this level. Then we flipped around our fibs, fib this first retracement, 38.2, push down. Then we fib this level, this is actually head and shoulders here too. So this is our new fib. If we broke this level, we're reversing trend right there. Someone said, what's the purpose of your EMA8 and MA18? So the EMA8 and the MA18, that just means the average of the last 8 days, average of the last 18 days. They're more intraday, short-term trend indicators. So I use them for momentum. The 200-day is kind of like the last line of defense. So when this thing starts to break, it becomes way more significant. So look how in the 4-hour, this 200-day starts to break. Think about it. It's the average of price over the last 200 days. So if that average is breaking, this thing overall is turning into a bearish trend right here. So I'll use those moving averages for momentum. As you can see, momentum is clearly very bearish right now. We could also see here on this head and shoulders pattern, not the cleanest one, but we've got this head. It's a little high on the right shoulder, but even so, you could see here, we've got this little head and shoulders pattern. This thing just broke. Expect some sort of retracement here before this thing extends further to the downside. And going into the week, what we were looking at this 78.6 level as a level where we could find resistance. We were looking to see where are we going to reverse at. And we had this bearish engulfing right there, pulled back. This was ultimately, if I were to run through my process on how to enter, this is exactly what I would look for, guys. I would look for multiple confirmations. So we have 78.6. This isn't the best, or actually, yeah, this is a resistance level right here. As you can see, we have resistance here, resistance here. If I were to just bring out a random line, this is obviously testing previous resistance. So we have 78.6, previous resistance, bearish engulfing. That's 3 confirmations. And then also this moving average cross. That's a 4th confirmation there. From there, I would bump always from the 4-hour to the 30-minute for me. I would bump down to the 30-minute and I would take a look at this time frame. I would see, do I see market structure? Does anything make sense for me to enter on this? First entry could have been here. After this push down, I could have actually entered in this area, because if I were to fib this on the lower time frame, and again, I normally don't because it just clutters up the chart for me on the lower time frame, but this is 38.2. I kind of just know that by now. So this is 38.2, and then this is my entry signals. Moving average crosses, bearish engulfings through the moving average cross, bearish engulfing through the moving average. This would have been a nice, decent little trade right here. Little action would have been about, stops would have been above the 200-day, about 15 pips if I was really being conservative. Like 12 pips, so I'd be more aggressive. And then it dumped, about 30 pips. So that would have been a nice 2-to-1. And then this retraced. It actually retraced, broke resistance right here. So as soon as this breaks resistance, I'm bumping back up to the 4-hour, and I'm looking and seeing like, okay, what's going on the 4-hour time frame to make this break resistance. And as you can see here, we were coming back up, testing that resistance level again. Because of the fact that we know this is strong resistance, I could come in and say, okay, maybe get in on another entry. And then we had some sort of like M pattern. We started to form that double top in here, could have entered here, could have entered here on the evening star. Multiple opportunities there to enter on this one. So that's EU. It's dumping right now to the downside. Again, if we want to enter on this, going forward, we have to wait now for a retracement. We have to wait for a pullback. We could sit on the lower time frame because everything's bearish. And as soon as this thing pulls up, as you can see, it's testing this like support level. As soon as this thing pulls up around this area, that's when we're going to look to short this. We're going to have the 200-day there. This is like around 38.2 if I were to fib that. And this is obviously like resistance as well up here. So when price pulls up around that area, guys, look for shorts on EU, take this thing to the downside. So let's go to UCAD. I know we're running out of time here. It's about 9. This one's crazy. So going into the week, this thing just went crazy. So let's just bump back up to the weekly. Let's get a better picture of overall where we're at. Weekly time frame, guys, we've got all these dojis and all these spinning tops. This is all reversal signals right here. So see how many in a row? 3 in a row. This means the support level held, very indecisive, very overextended. As we go down to the daily time frame, we are overall in a bearish trend. We had this pull back to this lower high, then we pushed lower. Then look at all this indecision at this level. So as I came down to the 4-hour, this is what I was looking at. going into the week. I did that same exercise that I did before to run through how do I find my market structure. This was my most previous lower high. We pulled back right here, pulled back right here, pulled back right here. As you see on the 4-hour, this is our lower high that I'm monitoring. This is my supply zone. So if that broke, this is my last level of resistance in this downward trend. And then now I'm trying to take trades in here. Going into the week, this was the analysis, if you guys followed it. Going into the week, we were looking for price to retrace to this trend line, to this 200-day, to then take sells to the downside. As you can see, that played out fairly well. You know, not all analysis is going to play out this clean, but this one played out really well. So it came up, tested this level. I actually was kicking myself because I should have put a limit order up here and just grabbed this. This would have took me, this would have been a very easy order, making 80 pips off the order. So now we're back into this area. So guys, we're looking for shorts again. We're looking for shorts again in this area. If it starts to reject this, you know, the 4-hour just closed, obviously very bullish. If we start to see wicks and rejection of the supply zone, of the resistance, of the 200-day, we are going to short this again. So that's the current outlook on UCAD. Let's go to USEF. It's going to be similar, and this thing's already showing rejection here. So this is lining up already. So let's go up to the weekly time frame on USEF. The most recent price action indicates to be bullish. We have this like bullish variation here. Obviously, we already tested. I've got this resistance level or support level all the way down here. That's based on this support, support, support. This level never broke, never moved past that area down there. You know, so we already tapped that level. So now I'm expecting us to push up back into this monthly dollar strength. So down to the daily, we're very bearish. You know, we pulled back. We're hitting. We have this resistance level. This is my daily lower high right there. But let's just focus in on everything going on in here because of the fact that my main confirmation is that we already tapped this level. So now that we tap this level, I'm gonna look for buys. I'm looking to go to the upside. So I'm gonna actually flip around this little fib right here. Or actually, no, I'm gonna leave that one. So I have my fibs overall from this level down to here, but I can actually even focus in a little bit closer right in this area. I'm gonna just focus in. I'm gonna move this over, and I say that because price moved up, made this higher low here, pushed up to test zero, made this higher low right here. And again, this is all based on fibs. You know, so if I were to fib this, we hit 38.2, pushed up, hit 38.2, pushed up. So that's why I'm saying that's a higher low. We broke support. Now we're pulling back. So I can flip around my fib. Now we're looking to go to the downside. I don't need to leave my fib on here because I'm personally like to keep the charts as clean as possible. But I'm just keeping that in mind that we're retesting a resistance level. We're in a downtrend. You know what I mean? We could even bring on, if we were for shits and gigs, I don't bring on these trend lines often, but you know, you could trend line this if you really want to. I don't personally use trend lines as much. But yeah, we're looking to short. We're looking to short this. When would I start to take short opportunities? Let's just go down to the 30-minute. You know, look at the 30-minute, how its price action is forming, bearish engulfing, large wick here. So guys, a short opportunity on USEF could be shaping up soon. I'm not completely thrilled on it, but if you guys did want to short this, this is what it would look like. You enter now, put your stops above this wick up here, and you would just target this previous low down here. And this is a little bit of a different idea based on every other pair. This would mean that the dollar would be losing strength. So if the dollar rejects this level that it's at, like we talked about earlier, and pushes down, that would mean that USEF would very easily push down or whatever. So yeah. So if the dollar gains strength, USEF will continue to push up. You know, it's USD CHF. If the dollar loses strength, CHF will gain against the dollar. That's why we use DXY as an indicator, guys. So yeah, this is a free trade idea. You know, if you wanted to enter, it's not the best confirmation, so I would lower your risk on this one, but it is a 2-to-1, you know, opportunity. So I'm gonna put this one up here. And last but not least, let's look at NU. This one is fucking insane. So let's bump up to the weekly time frame. We rejected this resistance level. This is my monthly level. As you can see, I kind of use quarters theory when I trade. So we've got these like quarter marks. And then up here, we've got this bearish engulfing candle at the top. This tells me sellers are in control. down to the daily time frame. Overall, very bullish, but I don't have a clear like indication of what to do on this time frame. All I can see is we have this bearish engulfing, push back up. Now we're rejecting this resistance level again. This is when I'll bump to the 4-hour. Oh shit, my contacts just came in. This is when I'll bump to the 4-hour and I'll look and see, okay, what's going on in the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, this was a head and shoulders that formed, never confirmed, pushed up, never actually confirmed this. So I'm going to delete this. But we're in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend on the 4-hour, pushed to this low, pulled back at the 100% level right now. This is our last level of resistance. And as you can see, we just rejected it. So I'm looking to continue this trend to the downside. Earlier in the week, I was saying if we broke above this level of resistance and then retested, we would have went long. That did not happen. Shit was weak as fuck right here. And then we just dumped last night. So now we're looking to short. We're looking to get it on shorts on NU, but not now. There's not an entry right now. We need to see a pullback. So as this thing pulls back, right now just dumped. We're going to wait for a pullback. We can't short now, guys. We could literally retrace all the way up to this. So wait for the retracement. If it just continues to dump, just watch it dump. Just go do something else in your life. And that's pretty much it. So this is all the analysis that I'm going to go over. We did USEF, NU, UCAD, EU, and GU. Again, guys, we're putting out free signals in the Telegram chat every single day. But there are also as well, all of our premium products. The lifetime discount is actually over, so I'm not going to be showing that anymore. But this is all the products, $75 a month if you want the real signals chat. And, I'll pull up the real chat for you guys real quick. Just give me one second here. Gotta hide some stuff from you bandits. So yeah, this is going to be the real chat, guys. It's going to be just giving out trades. It's just a signals chat, giving out the exact entry, the exact TPs, your stop loss. We'll try to follow the trades as closely as we can. And it's similar to, in the free channel, what I'll do is I'll just post ideas. Like last night, I believe I'll go up, post some bullshit. But last night I posted this. This was my sell idea on GU, at the top here. This is when we sold, started to do the polls, and then just start following up with it. This is an example of a free signal, that I'm putting out in the chat. There's another one, I believe, that was put out either earlier this week or last week. This one was put out last week. This one was on UJ. This thing pushed a little bit as well. Let me see if I got the update on that one. Yeah, see, you can move stops to break even, either take profits, free recap video. Then I put out the recap video right here for the free signal, going over what happened with the signal. So, if you want to just follow the free signals, guys, go ahead. If you want to get on the premium signals, going to be 1 to 3 a day. The trade copier, if you guys don't want to take signals, the trade copier means that the signals will automatically get taken on your account. So all you do is connect your account to our account through our website, and then it's $25 a month. It's going to go back up to $75 a month. Probably within the next week. This $25 a month thing was just a short-term deal, and then it's 20% performance fee. So if you have $1,000, if we make you $200, you have to pay $40 on that, plus the sign up, plus the monthly fee. So that's the trade copier, and then the lifetime membership includes both of these, and the fees are waived on these two. And then you obviously get the course and all the good stuff like that. If you guys want to get in on any of these premium services, all you got to do is come into the Telegram chat at the top here. There's this pinned message. Just click that, and you can see everything. Our free services, our like lifetime signals, account management, FXC challenge. And if you want to message me, you can message me here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, make sure to join our group chat. There's a chat on Telegram. There was a giveaway in there today. Make sure you guys join that. People post some crazy shit in there. And if you guys come in there with some weird energy, you're going to get booted right away. We don't got time for this witchcraft or this dark magic, this dark energy. Just be positive. We all want everybody to win, root for each other. There's no point of like literally formulating these opinions and coming at people. It's a waste of your time. Like no one gives a fuck. Like no one gives a fuck. Like just worry about yourself and that's it. And you'll improve and then enjoy the fruits of your labor. Like that's it.
Yep. Well
Um,
said. Well said. Absolutely.
there is a performance fee on the lifetime membership. No matter what, there's a performance fee on the trade copier. But the monthly fee will be waived. If Exceed, is there any chance that the master trader might blow the account? Well, there's no chance that he'll blow the account. It's more just will he fail the challenge for you or not? We're trying to make it be as, as good as possible, like give you the best opportunity. But guys, it's, anything can happen. There's no guarantees. If we were to sit here and guarantee things to you guys, we would be frauds. We'd be fraudulent. We'd be scammers. We're going to do our best. The service is for it all to pass. Things happen, guys. There's risk involved. At the end of the day, don't put up your last $500. Measure, balance your finances the right way. Invest in something. There's risk involved in everything. And if it works out and you take the risk with the right mindset, then you're going to be a little bit happier about everything. So that's pretty much it. And this will be uploaded to YouTube in a bit. Oh, the last thing is actually, this thing is still dumping. Fucking G, man.
Got a nice little comment here too. You guys are doing some amazing work. I'm now able to double my accounts just from watching you guys analyze charts. Really appreciate it. See, like that's another thing too, is some people just get tons of value out of these sessions and the free services as well. And that's fine. I mean, honestly, we're just trying to offer as much value, help as many people as along the way. If you're a member or not, we're happy to help. And stuff like that really makes it, this is really
like me and Nick, we're not trying to be like sentimental, but we were in your shoes. Like me and Nick were learning from the internet how to trade. We were scammed, we lost money. Yep. So we're obviously we're selling a course. We're offering signals. We're doing services. This is a business. Like that's it. But at the same time, the business is built around our values. Our values are give free content, give value, give things that we as traders, when we were learning, that we would appreciate. That's our perspective. That's why everyone gives us this good feedback, is because we have the right intentions here. Like, guys, we work hard. We're going to charge for signals. We're going to charge for the course. People learn and make money off this stuff. Like, if everything was free, guys, we would live in literally la la land. Like, the world would be like, people would be like out hugging trees outside or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the world we live in. It's capitalism. People are going to monetize their skills. Like, if you're unhappy with that, then you guys need to reevaluate, where you want to head.
And another thing to just to reiterate too, is we started out exactly where you guys are. So it just shows you that anything's pretty much possible. You could take opportunity, you could run with it in many different directions. Trading is much more than just trading. There's a lot more beyond, just the surface. So
yeah, like that's and like if you guys want to grow, the fact of the matter is, dude, join the chat, join the membership, whether it's our community or another community, and put yourself out there. Deliver analysis. You know what I mean? Like, don't just hide. Like, deliver. Like, talk about what you're doing so that you get to the point where you're more confident. The first time me and Nick gave signals, you don't think we were like bugging about it? You know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to do this stuff. You know what I mean? But we grew through it and we matured to the point where we like had experience. You know what I mean? So that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the last thing is we are doing the competition. So today is actually the last day. We were giving away this monitor. There was only 50 tickets available. I believe they're basically sold out. But if you guys wanted to enter in on this giveaway that we were doing with the Royal Raffles group, it's for this LG monitor, 34 inch. And then you could just buy a ticket. Like one ticket's $10 to enter. I'm gonna announce the winner today. I'm gonna do a video and like raffle it off on the live video with all the people's names that entered. But if you want to get in on that, like it's in the Discord, it's posted all over Telegram and stuff. So yeah, make sure you guys give yourself a chance if you want to get the monitor. And that's pretty much it.
Damn.
Yeah, man. One day I'm gonna pull up on South Africa. I heard some good things about that place.
Yeah, it's a big scene down there with Forex, what I understand. So yeah, it's definitely a hot spot.
I mean, the tip, man. It's the tip of Africa, bro. Some crazy shit goes on down there.
Hell yeah.
All right, so we're gonna hop off. We'll be back Sunday for another free session. And again, this will be on YouTube. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace, guys.